Things men will never tell women, but are very obvious. When he doesn't want to take you seriously sometimes, he'll test you just to see if you'll leave. And the test is never right to your face.
Hey everyone, welcome back again to my channel. This is Tea Talk with Precious Callis. Today we're going to be talking about things men do not want women to know. So leave me your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to leave my opinions in between the videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get right into it.
Well, here's some statistics for you about how twisted men are. Bad Baby reveals she has made over $57 million in 3 years from OF. She joined when she turned 18. She joined OF when she turned, as soon as she turned 18, she joined OF. Bad Baby at 18 years old has made more money from OF than like 4 or 5 professional athletes combined. And do you know who spent most of their money to make those purchases? Men. And when I say most, I mean all. All of her customers were men. All of her customers were men. Had to be. You can't convince me that a woman bought her her OF. No, absolutely not. These were men who were preying on her when she was 16, 15, whatever years old, and they finally had access. They finally had access to whatever they was looking for, whatever they wanted to purchase it for, and they just gave Bad Baby generational wealth. On her end of things, she capitalized off of men who are disgusting. On these men's side of things, that does not tell y'all how dangerous men are. She made generational wealth in less than a year. In 3 years, her net worth has probably quadrupled. And these are all premeditated fantasies that men are purchasing her OF for. Every single OF purchase of hers come from a man that was trying to see her or was fascinated with her when she was a little girl, when she was a child. Probably way back when she was on the Dr. Phil show. Once she went viral, they probably been on her. Ben wanted her to make a OF. Ben wanted her to make something, put herself out there like that. She capitalized off of it. But the system of masculinity, I don't think you ladies truly understand or grasp the concept of what I just said in this entire video. I don't think y'all understand that she just made generational wealth off of the perversion of men. Do you know how many men had to make a purchase for her to do that? I'm not gonna lie. I tip my hat to her. Because that was a very calculative and very logical move. Business move. And I don't care. You cannot say nothing negative about her. She capitalized. She's forever financially free. Forever. And the fact that men are still purchasing men are purchasing her OF so much that she's making like NBA, NFL, MLB player contracts that they don't get for like 2-3 years of being in the league. Kudos to her. But to the men,
well, I just got out of a 4-year relationship where I found out that my man was with me because of how I made him look. Being with a woman who had social media clout, who had a certain look, who had a certain perception to others, made him more valuable. And he would say things in the relationship like, I'm with you, so I must be him. It didn't dawn on me until we got into a really heated argument and I realized he never really loved who I was inside. He always had issues with my real self, my authentic self, my honest self. He loved how he felt when we walked into a room together. He loved when other people would say, wow, good job. It is impossible to see someone's intentions. You are going to have to read between the lines. And while it's difficult and it's hard, but it is so necessary to try, especially with people that you date. And it's also so important to remember that the people that are supposed to be in your life, people that truly connect with you and truly love you, are in it because of those parts of you, are in it because they see you for you and they love those parts of you. So be very careful in business, in friendship, in love, in romance, why someone wants you in their life. Why are they making that connection? Does it feel authentic? Does it feel real? And even if it does, read between the bombaclat lines.
You know, it is hurtful to realize that someone will reject the realest part of who you are as a person because it doesn't serve the parts where they gain something from you. So they want you to act a certain kind of way. They want you to dress a certain kind of way. They want you to behave a certain kind of way just to fit into whatever ideology they have built up in their head. And that is why I keep telling women out there, before giving them anything, before giving them your time, your energy, your resources, make sure he has invested in you. Make sure all your wants and needs are met first before giving him access to your body, because once he has gotten access into you, that's when you get to know the real kind of person he is.
Things men will never tell women, but are very obvious. When he doesn't want to take you seriously sometimes, he'll test you just to see if you'll leave. And the test is never right to your face. It's meticulously placed in y'all having a conversation. And you'll never know when it happens because he needs to make it look like it's not a test to genuinely seem angry about something so he can avoid the full responsibility. And they do that just so they can make an exit that they don't feel guilty about. They know what they're doing, but do you really expect somebody that knows what they're doing to feel sorry about it when they did it in the first place? This is what I mean when I say the pullback for him was never a coincidence, but if he can convince you that it was, it's more convenient for him. Every interaction or thing that he never cared about will pretty much get mentioned out of the ordinary now, especially things that he didn't care about prior to being with you. And that's the gray area. He never even cared about those things without you, but that's his ammunition. The biggest dead giveaway was him mentioning it 3 months past its expiration date. In this specific case, he never really took it seriously. It just bought him some time. A man that knows it's going to end soon will let everything slide. And to keep that notion alive and authentic looking, they'll either hide it or keep tabs on it to use later. And yes, that's even if he rebuttals it back by saying, I still want you to. Him wanting you does not change his lack of honesty and transparency. Because when you look back at it, you start to realize what the basis of what y'all had together was built upon. And he's not just going to get out the headspace and change because this is what he chose to identify you with. They identify different things with every woman that they talk to, even the ones that they treat like shit. What he's displaying now is an example of what's happened before and what's to come. Because within the 3, 4, 5 month span that it took for him to make an assessment about you, his mind can't not associate you with those things that he personally wouldn't approve of. He would have been gone a long time ago if he wanted longevity, so you got to ask yourself, why is he still here? And what benefits is he reaping? Since he can't delete the image of you out of his mind, all he can do is reap the benefits and slowly fall off with you. He's going to tell you, I want to make it work, but if I were to put myself in his position and I had to lie to you to get what I want, I would tell you that as well. Understand that for them specifically, the reward of sleeping with you outweighs the shame of saying I want you as my person, even when they aren't even remotely interested. As hard as that pill is to swallow for a lot of people, I would be remiss if I were to act like it didn't exist. The men that actually desire longevity and desire you as their person rarely ever let 3 months worth of dislikes slide. When they got a sense of self and no time to waste to either nip it or quit it, it would be completely off-brand of them to do so, let alone stick by you while it was happening. In the case of you seeing the indicator of him reviving and weaponizing old news means that he stored it in his arsenal the moment that he's seen it. In his mind, he's telling himself, this may be also useful to get her back when I feel like it. If she's convinced that she's guilty the first time, the second time when I come around, the blame is going to slide off my body like butter, which means that she's going to feel more compelled to do more rekindling than I am. It's a fucking win-win for him. The crazy part is this is the other half of that we broke up but got back together story that a lot of men hear from women that they get in an uproar about. This is one of the primary scenarios they're talking about. This is their side eye that they're giving you when you say this. And why they try to correct you on what it actually meant, they either can't articulate it well or they don't have the patience to. They tell you, I'm going to let you be right because they feel like you can't handle that news if they were to actually tell you everything. They know deep down that a lot of these breaks were not mutual agreements. The man in question is supposed to make you feel like it's a mutual thing. That's the whole tactic. Because if they could already get you to blame yourself, they might actually convince you to think that you had something to do with it. If you took any percentage of blame, that's still good enough for him because in reality, he took 0. And that's how he instills that ethic inside of you to chase him more while doing less. And the more that he obtained getting what he wanted from you, the more diluted his mind became with having something from somebody he never wanted. Which is why a lot of times when they have a roster and you're in their selection, not only do you get cut, but 3 other girls behind you. And this is why he's always on the hunt and replacing the diluted, false, intimate thoughts with something new, but just as falsely intimate, but new. So in many cases, it was really just a break to you. To him, it was recuperating his desires, but for personal means. Not to mention, a good number of them already know your self-destruct button just by talking to you and seeing how you react to certain things. It's something that we couldn't even fathom talking into a mirror to ourselves because we're aware of who we're speaking to. Because it doesn't elicit the same emotion than talking to somebody and them telling you something. Your organic mannerisms in response to things is something that many people could see, but especially men that make consistent advances.
You might be a sex worker and not even know it. I have been reading the book, What Men Don't Want Women to Know, and I am learning so much about the natural state of unmastered and lustful men. In the book, the authors are stating that men have 2 basic states of being, loaded and unloaded. When they are unloaded, they are in a state of peace, they are in a state of bliss, they are relaxed and more sensible beings, at least more sensible than usual. But when they are loaded, meaning they have not had their release, they are the most predatory, disgusting individuals, more so than you could fathom to think. And that is where you, an unknowing, naive woman, comes in. So you may be posting your pictures on Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be, in more revealing clothing, unbeknownst to the type of individuals that may come across your page. You may be trying to share a fun moment in your life, not at all catering to the opposite sex. The men that the authors of this book are referencing see these pictures, they take them, they save them, and they get off to them. I'm not here to tell you how to dress. I'm not here to tell you what to post. I've done some damage myself, but I would like to let you know what is actually happening when men are liking those pictures. Not all of them, but there are a select group of them. And I know there is a large population of women that like to judge porn stars, OnlyFans girls, and dancers for their line of sex work. But they understand the type of business that they are getting themselves into. They know that they are selling their bodies. They are getting paid for that. That is their business. But those of you who post this type of content but are not in any of these professions may be unknowingly engaging in the same type of work. When you post that bikini picture, when you post that extremely provocative outfit, you think everyone you see is just looking at that picture, liking it, and scrolling? No. They are doing very disgusting things with them. This is why we had that period of time where people were screaming at parents on the internet who were posting their children in very suggestive poses, knowing that they were getting thousands of saves by majority men. If you truly want to understand how disgusting men can be, I encourage you to read this book. The PDF is free online, and the authors of this book are 2 men. So once you understand how the male brain works, it becomes very difficult to see things the same way.
Men love the idea of who you are, not the actual you. They don't give a damn if you like bitter chill ice cream or strawberry ice cream. They just like the illusion of you. Do you all remember what happened to Monley Monroe's body when she died? And why mugs and funeral homes would rather not hire male anymore? That alone should tell you all you need to know about this man. And this is also one of the reasons why sex will always be monetized, because men are always willing to pay. And then again, they wonder why women in relationship are withholding sex to get what they want. It's called being smart, since it's all they care about and it's the only thing that motivates them to get things done. So I would say to every lady out there, stay celibate if you can. Keep to yourself if you can, until you are sure that this man is the right person for you. Okay, invest in yourself, get a degree, go to school, open businesses, do what makes you happy. We've come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section, like and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.